Welcome to Chaotic Stupid Show. This is episode number 4. Here we talk about all things TTRPG related, geek stuff, movies, series, and whatever comes to mind. My name is Derek, and here I am with my co-host Arthur.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here again. Welcome to episode 4.
Okay, so big news in the blog is the approach of Gen Con 2026. Gen Con will take place on July 30th to August the 2nd in Indianapolis, in the Indiana Convention Center. We're probably not going to make an appearance there, but maybe next year.
That's right, guys. I hope that we have the opportunity to go to Gen Con next year. So let's see if that happens. Let's see if we can make it. But what we can do is go to the local convention that we have here in our city, León, which is called StarCon. It's going to be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. It's going to be very fun because the organizers usually bring voice actors. So we're going to have Lalo Garza, Oscar Lopez, Alan Fernando Velázquez, and Iván Bastidas. And these guys are the voices of Krillin in Dragon Ball Z, Gaara in Naruto. They participate in One Piece, Sakamoto Days, Demon Slayer, Seven Deadly Sins, and many other cool shows. And it's going to be a great experience. So like my brother said, we're not gonna make it for Gen Con 2026 this year, but if you want to help us out, not this time, but if you want to help us out, you can subscribe to our Patreon. There is going to be an exclusive version of this episode of Chaotic Stupid Show just for paid members on Patreon, so you can actually be part of that journey and make our dream come true, and we'll be hopefully part of Gen Con 2027.
Yes, sir. Come join us in the after show after this video, but that's going to be a Patreon exclusive. On to the next topic, our recap of our Dungeons & Dragons session. I say Dungeons & Dragons with quotations because it's a Shadowdark RPG game. Last session, we had a holy quest, a penance mission for our cleric, which is Arthur's character, Mirla. And she lost access to all her spells because of some, let's just call them errors of judgment. But after a difficult quest where they atoned for her sins, now she's back to work. But something crazy happened. After the penance mission, they were so happy, they had a lot of money, so they went all Conan style and did a carousing session, and they spent 2 whole weeks of party, sex, drinks, and illegal substances. And when they woke up, a war had started between the 2 duchies where the story takes place. Take it from here, Arthur.
Yeah, we're talking about Ardania, the city, and the smaller town of Cobbleton. And we have Duke. His name is Ernest Thailand. He's the one ruling the city, and we have Harold Farland. He's the Duke ruling the town. And basically, they are both grabbing each other's throats because the Duke from the city, he wants to take over the smaller town. So he's in cahoots with a guild of thieves, and he's little by little taking over the merchant roads and the traveling roads, and he's terrorizing people and killing innocents. And his ultimate goal is to take over the smaller town by, let's say, exhausting their resources, kind of like asphyxiating the trade routes.
Yeah, exactly that.
And during the carousing session, basically the party of heroes missed everything that was going on, and we are very late to the party. There was a skirmish, and we have to intervene fast. But it was kind of difficult to do because the city that we were staying at is got attacked by undead. And after we saved the city, we got summoned by Duke Thailand. He summoned us because he thought we were spies and he wanted to hire us for a job. And basically the job was to take out the Duke from Cobbleton, take out Duke Farland. And want to take it from here?
Yeah, well, I gave them this quest of taking out the other Duke. And the characters decided, you know what, let me take your money. He only gave up like a 60% advance, as usual. And then they took the money, they went away to rethink, and decided to take out this first Duke, the one who paid. So they took his money and then started to plan his assassination. But it was really difficult. It was quite difficult because, well, he lives in a fortified manor. He has a very accomplished mage in his court, and it was not easy. So one of our players, the one who roleplays a spellcaster, asked, well, let me, I want to dig out, oh, does he have children or family members? And he actually had his heir, a 21-year-old man called Martens. And so they dig out dirt about Martens and discover that he's addicted to some substance that he comes and buy in the city. So the party come up with this plan of supplanting the dealer, summoning Martens Thailand to buy his fix, and then during the exchange, kidnap him. The plan, if it had gone all correct, would have happened in a second, but Martens Thailand had escorts, and there was a fight, but in the end, they actually managed to kidnap the lad, and then having the lad as a hostage, they came up with a crazy plan of trying to lure out the Duke Ernest Thailand from his manor. How did that happen, Arthur?
The wizard drank a potion of polymorph, and he took the appearance of Martens, the eldest son. So he goes to the manor house and he starts acting erratically and yelling and screaming and saying, I want to see my dad, I want to talk with my dad, and my dad needs to help me. And after some convincing, the Duke actually came to see him, but the younger brother was around, and the younger brother kind of noticed that his brother was acting weirdly.
Yeah.
So he said, no, Dad, don't listen to him, don't trust him. And so the wizard was forced to go to plan B. He goes like, no, you know what? You're going to regret this, and we're going to lose everything, and my life is in danger, and you're an idiot. And he ran away. And we went to plan B. Plan B was to send a letter to the Duke saying, you know what? We have your son kidnapped, and you have to meet us here at this day, at this time, so we can make an exchange if you want to see him alive. And at first he didn't believe us, and he didn't go to the spot, to the place. But then we came up with the idea to send him another letter 2 days after with a small brooch that Martens had in one of his cloaks, his luxury clothes, and we sent him the brooch with some of his blood on it, staining it. And that was the key to convince him to actually make a move. So in the end, he goes and meet us at the specific location we planned, and it was like a clearing with some trees, and he came prepared. It seemed that he was alone, but he actually had the wizard. Yeah, no, he wasn't. He had his wizard with 3 knights, and they were all invisible. So after a small role play and exchange of woods, in the end, we ended up having a confrontation because we wanted actually to take him out. Because like I said in the beginning, this wasn't just because we are evil, it was because this is the Duke that was taking over the smaller city, and he was in cahoots with a guild of thieves and criminals. Yeah. So it was a very hard fight. I think that is the hardest fight that we have had in the game. The wizard had the opportunity to throw a fireball at us. Three of the members of the team, basically they didn't die, but they were brought to 0 hit points. And it was hard. It was a hard fight. But we made it out alive. We decided to take the body of the Duke and his kidnapped son to Cobbleton and deliver them to Duke Farland. So he was so happy to see this and to see us come up with this reward or prize for him that he even knighted us. Now we have become knights of Cobbleton.
You have become knights, and you and maybe another of the characters will level up to level 4, which really approaches the mid section. Because if you guys are not aware, in Shadowdark you can only reach up to level 10. That's the high end.
I was looking at the rules, and the wizard has a talent to cast a spell with advantage on a result of 6 to 7. So it's basically like in the curve of the dice, it's common to get a 6 or 7 in the 2d6 roll for a talent. And the cleric has that talent too, but the only possible way to get it is if you roll a 2. So you need 2 1s on that roll. So it's super hard to get it.
And I guess that's one of the big differences between the wizards and the clerics, or the priests in Shadowdark.
The priest, yeah.
Yeah, how it's actually a lot easier for the wizards to put out more and more spells.
It is. So it was a great session. I'm very excited for the next one and to see how it goes.
Yeah, and talking about that session, we have one of our players is a childhood friend of ours. His name is Beto. And I mean, it's a meme at this point, but we wanted to touch this subject here on YouTube of his uncanny bad luck. So the meme is that every time Beto rolls a d20, he always rolls a 1. It's obviously exaggerated, but it is clear that he rolls an unnatural amount of natural ones. Like every time we play, he at least pulls out 3 at least. And he overall rolls low numbers. It's astronomically unlikely how bad his luck is. It's just crazy. I mean, we always laugh at this point. I remember decades ago when he would get so angry when it happened, but now he has embraced it and it's just funny. But still, it cannot be explained. I guess the only way I could explain it, the other day I mentioned it to one of the players, is maybe Beto has a level of like prestidigitation ability. He can like manipulate the dice he rolls, and he's on purpose manipulating the dice to get more ones just because.
Nah, you are completely crazy. I mean, if it were like that, that's the possibilities of that being the case are less than just bad luck. Now, the legend started when we were teenagers. I think we were like 12 or 14. And he rolled 6 natural ones in a row. This is no joke. This is no exaggeration.
We saw it.
During a session of, let's say, 4 to 5 hours, he wanted to do 6 different things. And every time he rolled a 1. And it happened 6 times. So 6 times that he rolled a d20, he got a 1, a natural 1.
We saw
and
it.
Yeah, he crashed out that time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like way younger. And we all laughed like crazy, and he crashed out and he didn't want to play anymore. But now that we're playing again, like my brother said, he has embraced it and he just laughs and it's just a funny moment for everyone at the table when he rolls a 1. But it doesn't matter if he's rolling a d20 anymore. Sometimes he's rolling for damage, sometimes he's rolling a d6 for probabilities and things, or HP or whatever, and he rolls once. It just happens.
Crazy work.
Do you guys have an example like this? Like a person that has extremely bad luck and they just roll low numbers or ones? And this brings me to my next question. How can you know if a set of dice is actually well balanced? Because lately, a lot of people have taken up the hobby of creating dice, and they use epoxy resin and they create beautiful dice with glitter and with even miniatures or natural leaves from the wild, and they create beautiful dice that glow in the dark and that are very special, very shiny, very, very pretty. But how can you know and how can you verify if a set of dice is actually well balanced?
Actually, I've seen some that have liquid inside. I don't know how to do it, but they have like fluid inside with some glitter. They look
like a lava lamp?
Yeah, something like that. It's like it's crystal. Well, it looks like crystal. It's probably epoxy resin, but it has something fluid inside. And apart from the resin, some people are also 3D printing them. So those are plastic. I know a way of checking if they are balanced. You can set like a bowl of water and you just drop them in the water. If they are balanced, you can move them around and they always end up in random numbers. But if they are not balanced, they will tend to show one side up most of the time. it could be a 20.
I think that's an easier way than rolling the dice 100 times and noting the result.
However, I think that those dice that are metal or resin, I don't think they float. So you cannot do this. Or you would have to do it in a thicker fluid like oil.
It's very interesting for me, this topic. And I actually like some of the original shapes that they have come up with, like a D4 in the shape of a crystal, like a horizontal crystal instead of a pyramid and stuff like that. I think it's a whole world, like miniatures and like Warhammer miniatures and D&D miniatures. You can become a collector of dice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. What is your favorite type of die?
I think my favorite die is the D12. I think it's almost like a sphere. The D20 is more like a sphere, but it's like it's a D20. It has many sides, but I don't know. There's something about the D12 that I really like.
Yeah, mine would be the D10.
I like those. They spin.
There's something to it, yeah. they spin some.
And what is your favorite kind of die? Tell us in the comments and let's go to the next topic. But this is going to be Patreon exclusive. So thank you for watching, YouTube friends. See you on Patreon. See you in the next one.
See you on the next one, guys. Please follow us to the after show on Patreon.